1314 Gracie is used for distal of posteriors to begin establish correct working end by placing the V of the instrument towards the distal surface, identifying the lower cutting edge, place right before the distolingual line angle, use up and down, back and forth wrist motions to rotate to proximal surface, using light pressure for insertion and calculus detection, firm pressure for calculus removal. Ensuring to keep the tip of the blade against the surface of the tooth. For insertion, closing the blade of the instrument towards the tooth and then opening it back up, making sure that it is parallel to the long axis of the tooth to establish your working end. Sitting at an 11 o'clock position for the patient's right maxillary lingual. Moving on to the left lingual. Sitting at 8 o'clock now. Again, establish the correct working end. Begin just before distofacial line angle. Rotate the instrument to the proximal surface. Using short vertical overlapping stroke. Again, ensuring the terminal shank is parallel to the long axis of the tooth. Closing for insertion, opening up, rotating interproximal. Mandibular right facial, establish the correct working end. Place instrument before distofacial line angle. Closing for insertion, opening for activation of cutting edge, keeping the blade less than 90 degrees, terminal shank parallel to long axis of tooth, sitting at 8 o'clock. Rolling. Using firm pressure for calculus removal. Mandibular left facial, sitting at 11 o'clock. Begin with the most distal tooth. Establish the correct working end. Begin just before distofacial line angle. Rolling instrument handle between index and thumb to the proximal surface. Closing blade and then opening. Close and open. Roll the instrument till terminal shank is parallel, establishing less than 90 degrees. Roll.